Hi there. I just want to share with you my role as a parent and as a learning facilitator during this pandemic. So, reconciling the roles of a parent and a learning facilitator during online distance learning may made me someone else or awakened something in me. Okay, let me share to you some data during this pandemic, what has been happening since pandemic. So this closure of education institution has affected the lives of 1,576,021,818 learners worldwide, with more than 28 million learners in the Philippines, according to UNESCO 2020. The lockdowns have brought unusual challenge on the governments and to make sure that learning will not stop. So that's according to Chang and Yano 2020. One successful pandemic story in Asia is Vietnam, who had been so exceptional that they are open face-to-face classes since May, and the country never had widespread lockdowns, according to Asia Society Philippines. In Japan, when classes were reopened, social distancing measures and wearing of protective masks were uniform throughout the country. So they have different platforms which were used in the class, which still are being used in the classroom. They have the Google Classroom, online teaching coaches, like capability enhancement and practices. They were uniform in all things. In Thailand, they also implemented online summer classes, safety measures such as wearing masks and checking body temperature upon entering the classroom premises, partitions atop their tables to further minimize contact with each other. So in Singapore, they have experienced a second wave of COVID-19 already, but still managing better than most other countries. Work from home still encouraged and the norm. Even as business have resumed, schools too have responded in the city's state, according to Asia's Society Philippines. So despite strong calls for the postponement of the school opening due to COVID-19 pandemic, Department of Education in our country has been firm on its stand that learning must continue. Instead, the education agency, in its commitment to ensure free delivery of basic education service to its learners in spite of the threats brought by the virus, in accordance with the BO number 12 series 2020, has employed multiple learning delivery, or what we call modalities, or what we call LDMS, of learning to ensure the continued provision of learning opportunities while protecting the health and safety of both its personnel and learners. With all these modalities being used in learning, DepEd has also called the parents and guardians, mentors, and facilitators to assist and employ distance learning. So learning from home made the parents double their time as they need to attend to their kids and to do the house chores at the same time. Where formal education is concerned, parents are more of providers, ensuring that children have the needed provision and support to access education and learning, except in cases where parents have taken the full responsibility of homeschooling their children, as cited in Azubica and Aina in 2020. Since the pandemic started, parents are now taking on a more support-oriented role by supporting their children as they take on assignments and home projects. So I am sharing this one because I want to post this question. How about if you are a parent and you are a teacher at the same time? So let me share to you the line of John Ford. You can speak well if your tongue can deliver the message of your heart. What does this mean to me? This line of John Ford moved me. How about if I am a parent and I am a teacher at the same time? So you see, I have a lot of roles to portray. I'm a parent, I'm a teacher, I am a student, I am a cultural worker, I work with women advocates, I am an artist, I am a writer, I am a guidance facilitator in my school. I am a researcher and an expansionist. And with all these roles I'm playing, with the help of John Ford's line, allow me to share how my heart feels with all these circumstances, so I can gently convey the message I wish to convey, especially to those who are parenting and teaching at the same time. Take note, teaching online. So for me, it's not a problem. It's never a problem because they call them frame. So I call them frame. Why? Because I have here three challenges, three questions that stimulate me every time I deal with this problem. So again, I said it's not a problem that I call them problem. So I'm posting three questions here. First, what are my experiences as a teacher reconciling the role as a parent and as a learning facilitator during distance learning? What are my challenges I faced during this pandemic in teaching and parenting at the same time? And what are my coping mechanisms or coping strategies as a parent and as a teacher using online distance learning? So how I deal with this frame? As I had said, it's not a problem, but it's a frame. So how I deal with these frames? How do I deal with these frames? How do I look at these frames? So out of this three questions posted, I posted it to myself and I'm posting it to the parents and teachers out there who are doing the same thing with me. I created this positive thinking in me. So according to Buddha, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. So I have different factors affecting, of course, your positive thinking, and that would be enthusiasm, that would be your belief, that would be your gratitude, attitude, motivation, optimism, happiness, inspiration, and confidence. Yes, you get all of these things from an external factor, from your external environment, but of course it has to begin from you because you are the captain of your own thinking and you start your own thinking. Okay, there are a lot of things influencing how you think, but creating a positive thinking thing inside you would be very difficult without all of those factors which I have just mentioned. So you have to mix enthusiasm, belief, gratitude, attitude, motivation, optimism, happiness, inspiration, and confidence in you to create this positive thinking thing. Now, without one of those factors, well, it will affect the creation of your positive thinking. So basically, you need enthusiasm. Okay, in your class, you need enthusiasm. Through your enthusiasm, you catch the attention of your students. At home, you also need your enthusiasm. You cannot make your child wash your dishes without your enthusiasm. And believe that your child can do it. Believe that your children can do it. Believe that your students can do it. So whatever goal you set today, you have to have the belief that at the end of the day, your goals will be satisfied. And then of course the gratitude. Gratitude should never go astray. It should always be there. Upon waking up in the morning, you have to thank God, you have to thank everybody that you're still living. You have to thank other people that make life possible to you. So the gratitude must be there. You have to thank, even though the internet connectivity is not good at all times, that you have to thank the students that they're still coming to school, that they're still entering your virtual classroom. And the attitude is very important. Okay, when you make a positive attitude upon waking up in the morning, then you make the rest of the day in its a good tone or good climate. That kind of attitude is very important. Motivation, what brings you up from step one until you meet your goal is your motivation to sustain that enthusiasm. Your motivation also propels your enthusiasm, your gratitude, your belief, your attitude, your motivation, and how to accomplish your things would contribute to your positive thinking thing. And then your optimism, your belief. that at the end of the day you will meet your goals with your students. That at the end of the day you will meet your goals with your children. That's optimism and it helps a lot. And upon executing your enthusiasm, your genuine happiness is very important. You must be very happy about it. As you do your task, as you do your role as a mom, as you do your role as a teacher, then your happiness should manifest so that you could also inject this happiness to your children, to your students. And then the confidence must always be there. You are the skeleton. You are the backbone of your classroom, your virtual classroom. You are the backbone of your children at home. So you have to have the confidence. Otherwise, the bone will break and everybody will collapse. Everything will collapse. So your confidence in doing all of these things as a parent and as a teacher, your confidence must be counted on. Okay, so let me have the first one. What are my experiences and challenges as a teacher reconciling the roles? Me being as a parent and as a learning facilitator during distance learning. So I call them challenges. It's challenging. First, it's challenging but surprising. Yes, it's struggling but exciting. It's pressuring but it's colorful. Okay, why challenging? Challenging but surprising because it happened at an instant and everybody's not exactly prepared. 100% were not prepared. I was not prepared. I'm not prepared. Until now, I'm still preparing for everything because of this pandemic. It's challenging but surprising. So we're not prepared. Objectives and plans were all distorted. So there's a total restructuring. Everybody's now dropping in the bag. Everybody is like thinking and they sit down and think about what's going next. So it's very challenging. Everything is like distorted. Everything is not prepared. Everybody's not prepared. Everything is distorted. There's a total restructuring. But you know what? It's surprising because in my case, I have found the Wonder Woman in me. I have I felt my power as a woman because I deal with things at an instant. And I have plans at an instant. I have restructuring of my plans and the things and the circumstances at an instant. That makes me a Wonder Woman. Okay, so I hope you feel the same way. Now, next one, it's pressuring the powerful. It's pressuring, yes, because I have to do my tasks as a teacher. I have to do my tasks as a parent. I have to do my tasks as an artist. I have to do my tasks as a researcher. And I have to do my tasks as a guidance facilitator. I have to do my tasks as a women advocate and all of these things. But you know what? It's colorful because I have a lot of things to portray. I have a lot of things to fulfill in this world. And I feel that I am contributory and I have spaces to fill in the planet Earth that made me confident enough to be in this world and to be with your family and to be in school and to be in the community. So it's pressuring, but it's colorful because you are contributory and you have a lot of spaces to fill in this world. Yes, it's struggling but exciting. Struggling, why? Because I shift from one task to the next. I'm pressured because I have to do one thing or the other. I have to shift from one role to the next role. It's a struggle. And sometimes I get lost. Everybody gets lost. Even if your students, your administrators, even the government officials get lost. But you know what? It's exciting. Why? Because we deal from one circumstance to the next circumstance, which have different in nature. And you know what? This means you are progressive. I am progressive, and I am an agent of change. And change is constant. And once you are progressive and you are an agent of change, then you belong to the 21st century system, 21st century world, and beyond, because everything is changing so fast. And then because of these challenges, because of this struggling, because of this struggles that I have, because of this challenges, struggles, and the pains that you go through during the pandemic as a teacher and as a parent, what are my coping strategies? First thing is I have to be very positive. As I go back to what the statement of Buddha a while ago, your what you think about is what you become. So your frame of mind is very important. What you think about is very important. So being a positive thinker is very, very important, but it's never enough. You have to think positively, but you have to have a plan. And you have to exert effort about that plan and do some actions about plan. So with an ultimate goal to make things happen for myself, okay, you have to think about this one. You have to be positive to be a positive thinker, and being a positive thinker, you have to have your goal at the end of the day, and you have to make a plan. You have to exert effort about that plan and do some actions about that plan with this thing in my mind, with an ultimate goal to make things happen for myself, for my loved ones, for my profession, for my God, and the whole universe. So you have to think the same way too. So I became more creative in performing my roles religiously, doing the following. So I followed my heart. I worked with passion, and that's my creativity. I value creativity so much because your creativity is founded by your love, by the principles of love, and you do things. You'll be very creative in doing things and trying to put things together, be it positive or negative. You create a way, you create bridges to make things together and work together. So like it's like unity in diversity. And out of this, from this creativity that you have in you, you make things like this. And it is all because of love. So as a teacher and as a classroom facilitator, virtual class facilitator, I craft my plan. For each role, myself is dissected. So I make a plan for each role as the mother of the family, as an online teacher, as a tutor to my daughter, and as a postgraduate student. I make plans. I make my plans for every major task, and I put the details underneath. And I value these things that I am obligated or not obligated, but I enjoy doing it. So I do the same with all my roles. And I hope you do the same thing. You have to craft your plan. And also as a teacher and as a virtual class facilitator, as I make special days. I make my special dates visible on my laptop. If not on my laptop, on any gadgets, and if not on my calendar, on the room's wall. I make I make my calendar red. I mark my calendar red so as to meet deadlines for all my requirements. Requirements at home and requirements in school. Assignments at home and assignments at school. And of course, I will not forget my assignments for myself and for my profession. To delays and procrastination, I try to bury this. So work from home system makes us lazy sometimes, especially at the beginning because we don't feel working. We don't feel like working, right? Because usually you have your duster on you. You put on your home dresses. So what I usually do, I dress up and put on some makeup. This gives me a sense of like I'm working and I'm going to work or I'm going to work, and this gives me a mindset of no delay. So I really hate delays. If I can do things now, then I do things now because I am at work. So I feel that way. So if you value time, time is gold, then you don't welcome delays. So I made every moment an opportunity. So if I had few minutes to sit down on my submissions, I really do. Yes, I do not sleep 8 hours a day. I do not just meet deadlines. I also have my small tasks at hand, like writing articles for research and expansion, looking for opportunities where I could enrich my books in the making, and the like. I also keep on communicating with all my mentors to keep me updates on the field. So make every moment an opportunity. Opportunity, playing with your cats, playing with your pets, it's also an opportunity. Okay, so you also have to balance your role. I don't disregard my loved ones. Okay, I do not. I never disregard my loved ones. My kids and my family, I give them my time all the time. Family time is time for God too. So if I give my time to my children and my family, that's my time also for God. So you do not forget that. Then all the things keep me in good condition as a parent and as a teacher at the same time. So I'm sharing all of these things so that you could also get some lessons from it and you can take it with you as a teacher and as a facilitator. So I have this, may I share to you this line which I have just coined. Your passion will keep you moving because it is rooted from your heart and it is your engine. Your will pushes you more because you care not only for yourself, but to the whole world. And your big dream brings you there because you love unconditionally. So I hope you get something from it. Thank you very much.